Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Beth, here to help you fulfill your potential in meditation. As most of you know, I don't have just one method that I teach to everybody, like one size fits all. Instead, I much prefer to teach people one-on-one, and the reason is that you're all different. So please use these videos as a guideline, and if there's anything that isn't quite working for you, anything that doesn't quite fit, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you individually. Today's video is about a question that I get asked quite a lot, and the question is, do you need jhana concentration in order to practice vipassana meditation well? The brief answer to this question is no. No, you don't need jhana concentration in order to practice vipassana meditation well. But I also want to give a little bit of a more nuanced answer to this question because it is much more difficult to practice vipassana meditation if you haven't yet developed the jhanas. Imagine that you want to get from Land's End to John O'Groats. Now, for those of you not familiar with British geography, Land's End is the southernmost tip of Cornwall and John O'Groats is the northernmost tip of Scotland. They're the two furthest away from each other points in the whole of the UK. Now, if you want to get from Land's End to John O'Groats, one way you can do it is to spend a few days to save up the money, and then you can buy a train ticket and you can get from Land's End to John O'Groats in one day. Or you can not put in the effort up front to save the money and you can walk it. Now, I actually have walked from Land's End to John O'Groats. It's 1,500 kilometers and it took me 6 weeks. I could have got the train and done it in a day, but I walked it and it took me 6 weeks. I enjoyed it, but it was hard. And it's the same with our meditation. If we develop jhana up front, it's like having the train ticket. It can get us there in one day. Not literally one day, but comparatively one day. And without the jhana concentration, we're looking at a 6-week walk. In other words, it's much longer, it's much less comfortable without jhana concentration behind us. For that reason, if I see that a student has the capacity to develop jhana concentration, even if it's going to take them some effort up front, I usually encourage them to do so. However, in the time of the Buddha as well as today, there are meditators who can practice vipassana very deeply, even to the attainment of nibbana, without having practiced the jhanas. And so if you are one of those people who is reluctant to develop jhana concentration or struggles in some way, then I want you to know that all is not lost and vipassana is still available to you. We need to bear in mind though that vipassana is deep and profound and subtle. Vipassana proper starts at the level where we are able to observe reality on the level that we start seeing things momentarily arising and passing away. On the material level, that means that we're seeing things as tiny particles that are coming into and out of existence. We might be able to see hundreds, maybe even thousands of these particles in the root of one hair. On the level of the mind, we're seeing the mind as individual moments that arise and perish one after the other. Again, hundreds, maybe even thousands of such moments within one typical thought process. So as you can see, in order to observe reality at this very fine level, even if we don't have the jhanas, we do need a very deep and stable level of access concentration. We need to have overcome the 5 hindrances. We need to be able to maintain our awareness on our meditation object unbroken for a long amount of time. So, not having the jhanas doesn't mean that we can get away with weak concentration in general. That's what I have to say today for this topic of whether or not we need the jhanas to practice vipassana. If you're not sure which way up the meditation mountain is best for you, if that's something that you want to discuss with me, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you individually. I've seen meditators practice well in both ways. I'd like to encourage you that there will be a way up the mountain that's right for you, with the jhanas, without the jhanas, jhanas sometimes. And so if that's something that you want to discuss, then let me know. There is a remainderless ending of all suffering. So let's not waste time. Let's get onto the meditation cushions and start actually doing the practice. As most of you know, I do all of my work on a donation basis, so I encourage you to support me either through Patreon or through my website so that I can continue to make these videos. Thank you so much for your support. Wishing you the best with your meditation.